Welcome back to Have Another with Espo. It is Whiskey Wednesday, and in light of the fact that I got a new bottle, hey guys, I got a new bottle. We're going to try this one out. It is a Rittenhouse Rye, 100 proof, bottle and bond, and very fresh because we're just taking the wrapper off it right now. Plastic cap, didn't know that, don't love that. I miss a cork, but it's rye, so it'll be fine. I'm going to start off with a Glencairn, do a little tasting. All back on. So, again, Rittenhouse Rye, it's 100 proof, straight rye whiskey. I don't have the mash bill on this, but it means it's at least 51% rye grain, and then mixed in with whatever else. Smells pretty good. We're going to kind of follow along in the bookie here. It looks like it's... I'm going to go with... Does it look like tawny or mahogany? It's pretty dark. I'm going to say tawny, just for fun. Start filling some stuff in, because we're nerdy like that. Fill in all the name. So Rittenhouse Rye, it's made in Kentucky. The actual company itself originated in Philly. Bottled and bond. You might be wondering what that means. That is a fancy way of saying that it is bottled under U.S. government supervision. Oh, that's pretty. Spicy. A little bit of orange. Some nutmeg, maybe? It's fun. Is there anything on the bottle? Zero tasting notes on the bottle. That's delightful. A little bit of caramel, maybe. Butterscotchy, almost. It's pretty tasty. Pretty tasty smelling, anyway. Let's see what she has to sip with. Oh, that's delightful. Wow, that's tasty. Does not sip like a rye. That's wonderful. I've seen this bottle on countless other YouTube channels. It seems like it's a pretty big staple in most of the American shows. It was on clearance at the LCBO, so I picked it up. It was $38 instead of $52. I'm taking that. Taking that every day. I should have got 2 bottles. This is delightful. But Espo ain't got money for that kind of stuff. Yeah, a little oaky. Not really any smoke. A little bit fruity. Kind of sweet. Like chocolatey almost? No, it's stupid. It's rye. It doesn't make any sense. I like it a lot. A little tangy on the end. Kind of metallic. Holds its bubbles for a while. Beating clings to surface. Doesn't really stick. Pretty fast for legs. Pretty clear. Yeah, I think we're going to go somewhere between tawny and mahogany. All right. I think that covers that for that. Let's see if bringing ice into it changes that up any. Got a murder glass. Pour that right in. That opens it up a lot. Makes it a little smokier. That might just be my ice. My freezer might be gross. Who knows? It's definitely 100 proof. It's got that burn. It's real tasty. That's a nice rye. I like that a lot. I've been getting away from rye a little bit and getting a little more into bourbon. Just shaking the table. I like hitting things. It's the Italian. I can't stop doing my hands. But that's really nice. Oh. I think I'm about to go on a rye kick. That's delightful. We're going to save that for later and come back to it. On that note, we've got some rye. We're going to make another rye cocktail. I was thinking Manhattan, but I don't like Manhattans. And then I saw something online, a black Manhattan. So we're going to try that. Because again, we're bringing out the Italian in me. Had this bottle of Amaro. I meant to make another cocktail with it. That's never happened. I got this about probably 1 or 2 years ago. It's been sitting on my shelf unopened. I finally took the peel off, and great cork. Looks beautiful. Smells fantastic. It's a nice little herbal, sweet liqueur sort of thing. You have to try it to know what I'm talking about. but it's all fairly accessible. There used to be a guy in town that made a very nice Amaro sour. He's probably still around. Grant, great job, man. So we'll kick back to that. Anyway, Black Manhattan. I've got a chilled martini glass. Boop. And we're going to put that to the side. Got our cocktail mixing glass. Get us some hand-flavored ice in there. Spill the ice all over the place. That is an important part of it. We're doing 2 ounces of rye. And we're using this janky-looking jigger because I can't find my regular one. I can't find, I mean it's in the washing machine. And I don't feel like stopping at mid-cycle. It's back on. Got an ounce of Amaro. Why am I using a different thing? That's silly. And that's giving that a really nice black color already. Now the one recipe I found called for 1 dash of Ango. Boop. And 1 dash of orange. Double boop. So we're sticking with the 2-1-2 on that one, except I saw another recipe that called for chocolate bitters, and that sounds really fun and exciting, and I want to use it. So, chocolate bitters, in we go. It's delicious. Boom. Got my boops and my booms today. We're good times. Let's get that rye out front. Give this a nice stir. Dilute it a little bit. Chilled off. Trying to see some condensation on the side of the glass. So back to bottled and bond, since we're talking about whiskey. Back in the late 1800s, whiskey was getting a little bit dubious. People were making it however the hell they wanted, putting however the hell they wanted, whatever the hell they wanted in it, and finishing it kind of not so great. They'd finish it with anything from glycerin to wood chips, to caramel, to formaldehyde, to iodine, tobacco, do anything. They'd stretch and flavor the whiskey as much as they wanted, and they'd still call it straight whiskey or whatever. So eventually, a bunch of the old Kentucky whiskey folks got together. I think it was led by E.H. Taylor. Yeah, that's a very fancy bourbon. If you ever see a bottle of that and feel like donating it in, Espo will take a bottle of E.H. Taylor. Can't find it up here. I think that's enough. Strain that out. I've only got a julep strainer down here. Do I have a regular strainer? Nope, julep strainer it is. The julep strainer is going to work just fine. Never used it before. Wish me luck. There we go. Okay, so that is pulled up against there. And in 1897, they came up with the idea, the Bottled and Bond, or the Bonded Alcohol Act, something along those lines. Just some more rules. It's a Consumer Protection Act. Some rules to make it so that whiskey was slightly safer to consume. We're going to finish this off with a brandied cherry. And thanks, Sally, for these cherries. And the term kind of fell out of favor in the 70s and 80s, but it's kind of made a bit of a comeback now. People looking for a little bit more proof these days. So, Bottled and Bond, it needs to be distilled in over 1 season, so either January to June or June to January. It needs to be aged in a federally bonded and supervised warehouse, American one anyway. It needs to be bottled at no less than 100 proof. Again, that's our Rittenhouse 100. And yeah, makes it safer for everyone. It's another kind of fun thing to put on a label. Let's see what this does. Black Manhattan. Here we go. Smells good. Smells real tasty. Oh, it's everything I like about a Manhattan. And none of the things I don't like. Oh man, I really don't like vermouth, but this is delicious. I might not have the right kind of Amaro. It said it called for Averna Amaro. I've got Amaro Sabona. I'm not sure if that's one is as good as another. It might be, it might not be. This is delightful. The Amaro bottle wasn't too expensive. I think it was like 19 bucks maybe, which isn't too bad for this size. Again, this one was about 38. I don't think you're going to find it again because I checked out the LCBO website and that was 52 again. So for whatever reason they had it on clearance. I don't know if they thought it was about to go bad. I don't think whiskey goes bad. This is... It almost tastes like... It almost has like a revolver quality. That's... Oh man, that's delightful. It's about 10 degrees outside. Well, it was anyways. It's probably about -1 right about now. It's the perfect drink for that. It's nice and chilled out. I mentioned I hate a martini glass. Not my favorite thing. Anyway, that is our Rittenhouse Rye review and a Black Manhattan. Man, that's... Oh, I love that. I'm going to try it with the cherry. Sorry for jumping back and forth. Cherries are good. If you liked it, why not like the video? It'll help. And not just on Facebook, on the YouTube thing. That would be really helpful. Ian, I'm looking at you on this one. Yeah, that Ian, right there, on the main floor. If you liked hanging out with me online, maybe you like the whiskey talk, subscribe, see what we do. We've got a button for that. And if you want to show your friends how to make one of these, or just tell them about Rittenhouse Rye, there's a share button for that. Anyway, hope you had fun. Cheers.